pass it back and forth here?
Sure.
All right.
Hello, I'm Wendy FitzHenry. I am the Key Club advisor, a teacher, and also the academic counselor at Trinity Lutheran in Bend.
I'm Caitlin FitzHenry, her daughter, but also the Key Club president of this upcoming year and past Key Club vice president.
Okay. Louder. I will use my theater voice. Does that work?
Yes.
She will too. So thank you so much for having us, and we appreciate your sponsorship so much, especially in light of the fact that Bend doesn't have an active Kiwanis right now, although they're hoping to revitalize that in the next couple of years. So we would like to share with you what we've been doing over the last year, and we prepared a slideshow that hopefully everyone can see, and we'll talk about how we've been serving Central Oregon and having fun at the same time.
So this is our club. We have around 22 members, some come and some go. Up in the top left corner is Clara Martin. She was our LTG this year. She just graduated.
Lieutenant Governor.
Yeah, Lieutenant Governor of our club. So part of our division is Burns, Madras, Redmond, Ridgeview, Sisters, and Trinity. So there's a lot, but she maintains all of them and is in charge of all of us, whether they participate or not. And then this is a group picture of our club in front of our school, one of our school buildings.
Clara graduated just a couple of weeks ago. She is going to Sonoma in California. And right now, Division 78, which is our division, does not have a lieutenant governor for next year. We'll see what happens with that. Even before Key Club, our school is very service-minded. That comes a lot just because it's a Christian school, so we just can't help ourselves but to serve, to reflect the love of Christ. It's just who we are. But Key Club has helped us to be a little more focused in it and to be a little more outward-reaching. And so these service projects, we'll show you some pictures. We'll kind of give you a sampling of the service projects that we've done this year. Some are ones we've done every year, and others were new for us. So one of the programs that we've been involved with for at least 5 or 6 years now is Super Bowl of Caring, which takes place every January in the couple of weeks leading up to the Super Bowl. And most schools and churches that do this put out 2 different bins for the 2 teams that are going to play, and people vote with their cans. And it's a way to get people kind of involved, and occasionally, depending on the matchup, there's people who will remove cans from one bin and put them in the other. But we usually get a lot of buy-in from not only the school community but the church community when we do Super Bowl of Caring. And like I said, we've done it for at least 5 or 6 years now. Total?
Oh, our total?
Yeah.
We got 522 pounds of food just from the Super Bowl of Caring.
542 cans.
Yeah, in that case, it's mostly cans. Yeah, yep. 522, which we delivered to the Giving Plate, and they were overwhelmed. It was a pickup load, easily a pickup load full of food. And it went to the Giving Plate. We also coordinated with Central Christian, actually. We did this drive during basketball season, during Super Bowl season, and for one of the basketball games, Central Christian came over, and their girls' team also brought some cans to put into our bins as well. So we included another school.
We also did something that we've been doing for years, which is a cereal box kind of competition amongst classes. But this year we partnered with Lapine Schools to give them these cereal boxes with books. So it's like a breakfast and a book together, so that way the kids that don't necessarily have that gift of food every day can have it throughout the summer. They can read a book. We went to elementary, middle school, and high school. Over 290 books and breakfast bundles, and then we had over 1,000 pounds of food total with this and other food drives.
October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. This was another opportunity for us to do activities at our sports games, because we get a lot of people from the community that come into our games. And so for 2 different volleyball games, we set out a table with breast cancer awareness statistics and information. We made more than 500 of the little ribbons that people wear, had a suggested donation can out, and by the end of the month, we sent a check for $522, I believe, to Susan G. Komen. And so it was incredibly successful. We were thrilled. We had a pink day at school. We are a preschool through 12th grade school, all on one campus. And so whenever we can get a buy-in from the kids and the staff across the board, we do. And so there's a picture of the pink day that we had.
We also tend to work with a bunch of other groups that work in the service department. So we partnered with DAR, the Daughters of the American Revolution, to make stockings during the Christmas season that they stuffed with women's healthcare stuff, and they gave to them.
Veterans healthcare stuff.
Veterans healthcare stuff.
They distributed those at Central Oregon Veterans Outreach. There were 50 stockings or so, and they do that project every year. We just cut out the stockings for them and pinned them so that their sewing committee could quickly sew the stockings together.
Then we also partnered with Every Child, which I have a personal connection with them because I also worked with them through Girl Scouts, so I feel very strongly about them. And we decided to give Easter eggs, not Christmas eggs, Easter eggs to a bunch of kids who are in the foster care system. So we did 60 bags of 12 eggs each. Do the math yourself.
And Every Child Oregon just distributed them to various foster families in Bend for Easter, their own little hunts, or for their own baskets. We also, through DAR, we collected Barbies. This was an interesting one. We heard, I'm a DAR member, they were talking about a Barbie drive. And I'm like, this is an easy thing to do. We have a lot of kids that are growing up and transitioning out of wanting their Barbies around. So we just decided we'll collect Barbies, and we got more than 35 Barbies and a couple of Kens, a lot of them naked. So we went and bought a little bit of clothing for them and distributed them. And those are brought to Saving Grace so that when girls come in with their moms escaping from abusive situations, there's a doll sitting on the bed for the little girl when she comes in, and then a Ken, or they have other doll or other gifts that they give to little boys that come in. And then the books and breakfast drive, we got a lot more books than what we had breakfast boxes of cereal for. And DAR helps to promote literacy on the Warm Springs Reservation. And so we gave our extra books, which were 397 books, I think, to the DAR for them to maintain a free little library they have in downtown Bend, and then also for the remaining books to go up mostly to Warm Springs Elementary for their literacy program.
Wendy, you might not know this, but Every Child is our President's Project here in the club this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll have to talk about how we can work together on stuff. Excellent.
These are some of the projects slash service slash membership things that we did. So at the very beginning of the year, we did, towards the end of last year, beginning of this year, we made women's kits for women that are in abusive situations and stuff like that. And we made 118 bags for that. Then we also, just in the last few weeks of school, we had a nacho bar for a whole bunch of students to just come, some 8th graders, to see what Key Club's about. So we told them what Key Club is, and then did a little bit of a service project to help with the bundles too.
One of our first grade students wrote a letter to our principal early on in the Ukraine crisis, right after the war had started, saying how we needed to have a blue and yellow day. And eventually, we were busy with other collections, but eventually we got around to a blue and yellow day and a Ukraine week, in which we helped provide activities for teachers to do in the classrooms. And then we awarded that first grade student with an ambassador badge, making making him an honorary Ukrainian ambassador. But it was just to raise awareness. It was a week of intentional prayers and facts, coloring pages. One of the teachers had like prayers for Ukraine. We have several teachers and families who have like family members who have been missionaries in Ukraine. So there were quite a few kids who actually knew kids who had been in Ukraine. And then we have a couple, I think, kids who were adopted out of Ukraine when they were children. And so it was just a way to make that international crisis a little more personal and for the kids to feel like they can do something about it. And once again, we did a dress-up day, a blue and yellow day. So this is just a spreadsheet of the projects that we did this past year, starting in August before the school year started, and then the recipients, in which, just a quick glance, you can see it's recipients in Bend and Central Oregon and the United States and beyond in many ways. This, as I was finishing this, Emma our secretary had put this together. As I was finishing it and I wanted to add the recipients, I was blown away, to be honest. I didn't realize we were so busy. And when you're just doing it and it's just part of who you are, like your culture, it doesn't feel like work. At times it felt like work, but it doesn't feel like work. It's just who we are, and we get done with one and we're already starting with another one, or we're constantly looking forward, what can we do? Some of these will repeat. They'll be every year. Like the Barbies, for instance, will be every couple years as she needs more. Super Bowl of Caring is every year. That will do. And so this is just who we are and what we do, and we have a lot of fun doing it. But we also just have fun.
This is my favorite part, the culture of our school. There's been at times where we struggle with like COVID and everything. We didn't really have a chance to socialize and stuff like that. So this was our primarily way. Am I saying that right?
Sure.
Of getting people to participate in school events, just have fun, get the chance to like be a student, like have that high school experience. So as a Key Club, we came up with theme days for a lot of our games, which were primarily volleyball and basketball games. So we had Neon, we had Superhero. That's Jillian and I, president and vice president. Because we're both on sports teams among some of our other Key Club members, we also got like our coaches to participate in Superhero Day. So we also dressed up for Superhero during that game for warm-ups. Then we had like plaid and flannel, and then this was our whiteout where we brought Moses in to part the White Sea.
No, to part the Red Sea.
And there we are again. We had Hawaiian Day.
Yeah, there's our Moses.
Yeah, our Moses. She plays basketball. She's awesome. More Neon, and yeah, our Hawaiian Days. A lot of kids have fun participating. It's an amazing part.
I think if you talk to most any teacher, I don't care what school they're at right now, it's been really hard the last few years. And so once we could be back in class, once we could have sports games again, we wanted to encourage kids to come do that stuff. I mean, that's what high school's all about, all the other stuff that we haven't been able to do for a couple of years. And so we worked really hard thinking if we had the theme days, and some of the adults that came too were totally buying into our dress up and our theme days. And we gave prizes sometimes, or we gave lays out, and we gave stuff like that just to add to the fun a little bit, and it helped overall. We got higher attendance at our games. Some of those games we also did collections. We did a cans for candy exchange early on, so if you brought in cans at the door, we gave you candy. And we did some other stuff too, raising awareness or just getting more of our food drive in through our sporting programs. And there's a really heavy basketball crowd for us.
Yeah, you could see in the corner, Vice President and President leading the student section.
The treasurer, and yeah, we got a whole bunch of people there. Decon, thank you so much for helping us get to district convention. Last year, not this one, but the year before, it was only virtual, except for people who were like lieutenant governors. It was an insane and awesome experience, and you helped make that possible. And so we really cannot thank you enough for being able to, for helping us to get to district convention. So we had a group of kids. There were 6 who went to decon along with myself, and then there were several who attended the virtual events. They did a great job and have an excellent online platform so that kids could attend workshops, see the full speakers at home, and then those that were there could participate as full as possible. They tell me it was just like regular decon. It was just 1/3 of the amount of kids. And knowing that, I cannot imagine what a full-size decon is like, because that was like 800 people that were there, and that was crazy. And to have more than 2,000, which will be next year in Seattle, I can't wait to have that experience. So just a few pictures. We had the governor's ball like usual. The girls dressed up. They looked so nice. Fun in the hotel and wearing our service and secret shirts.
This person is going to be our incoming vice president. She couldn't make it today, but...
And then getting ready for our keynote session, and then wearing our shirts that have our division colors, which is sage green and pink. Mm-hmm. We are the flamingos. We are trying to embrace the fact that we are the flamingos, but that's what we are. And Clara's not in that picture, or in that picture because she was busy doing all of her lieutenant governor stuff.
While we were there, they had tons and tons of awards and all these big key clubs that have like over 500 members in it, and then there's our little 20-membered key club. But we still managed to win an award, which is 6 for 65, which is where 6 of our members, which more than 6, had over 65 hours within our key club year of service. And way over 65, in the hundreds for a lot of them.
Yeah. So we would like to thank you very, very much for our support. If you are on Instagram, they do have an Instagram page. So there's the way you can find our Instagram. We don't have a Facebook because this generation doesn't do Facebook. We do Facebook. They don't. And so there isn't a Facebook. But we thank you so much for your support this year, and look forward to being able to actually more actively partner with you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.